All right, welcome everybody. It's 12 o'clock on Friday. Welcome to Full Throttle Vision. Hope you guys are having a great day out there. We have sunshine at the end of the tunnel. Light at the end of the tunnel, everybody. Today, super exciting news come from yesterday that the state of Florida will be opening up on a very special day in my life, this Monday, because it's my birthday, May 4th. So that's a great birthday present that the state is going to start opening up with phase one, getting things back to normal. Let's say hi to our everybody we have in the studio today. I'm going to throw it over here first. Say hello to everybody out there.
Good morning. Hey, it's not morning.
No.
Well, good Friday, you know. Good to see all of y'all again. This Big Bone 1%er.
I had a cowboy hat in my hand, by the way. I had my cowboy hat that had my cupcake on it. And I was like, I bet he's going to show up with this cowboy hat.
Had to do that.
I was going to do it. Charlie, say hello to everybody.
Hello to everybody.
So you're going to be doing the talking on the thing?
That's right. So,
any plans? Pants on? Oh well, Tim Martin never has any pants on. If you don't know who he is, 90% of his pictures he doesn't have any pants on. So, good afternoon, everybody. We're here. We're going to talk. We got a couple great guests in here. We got a lot of things to talk about. Big Bone, what's going on with you guys and everything in your world?
Man, you know what? Everything is good. I got to say, and don't get me wrong, things are good, but, you know, part of life is death, so I want to give a very heartfelt rest in peace to Q right here in Florida, Q 1%er and Doggone Colombo up in Detroit, Michigan. A couple of great fellas that we lost, man. It's a hurt, but you know what? They would love this. They love this thing that we're doing. They love this biker stuff, man. So,
the biker community is great. I mean, you know, and you become friends with people you never thought you'd become friends with, you know, in the long run. I remember when I started, I was 18, 19, working for my dad, going, these guys are all scary, big dudes, and beards and tattoos. And then you see them on a poker run for kids, and they're crying like babies, and they're, you know, giving everything out of their pocket. I watched a guy, we were doing a charity for a downed officer, open his wallet, pulled every dollar he had in his wallet and threw it in there and said, hey, I don't need it. This guy needs it more than I do. You know, that's the stuff where you sit there and go, damn, that's just amazing stuff, you know, and people forget, you know, we're big, burly looking guys. Most have military experience. Most have, you know, police or firefighter or, you know, everything like that. But we're the big softies. We understand we got families and we understand when people are in need. So, and it sucks to hear, you know.
Yeah, man. But you know what, though? The importance, and on the, you know, sorry to see him go, but I'll tell you what they did for not just the state of Florida, or Michigan, but for the nation in general, for not just black bikers, but bikers in general. These guys, they bought it. They helped a lot of folks. They pointed a lot of people in the right direction, and they're part of the history of bikers in America that has grown this thing to what it is today. So they'll be missed, and like we like to say, somebody's gonna carry on. Somebody's gonna carry on.
And we're going to talk with Gary Big City here today. He's going to come up with and talk to us. I got to get one of his hitter hats. Wait till you see them. They're cool, and they stand for something really awesome. But I mean, we were talking a lot before the show started about how there's bike weeks. Charlie, we and I have talked about this and gone down there before. There's kind of a little disconnect with black bikers and white bikers and everything like that. And I don't like that but I do like the fact that the black bike parties are fun, man. Let me tell you, I've gone to Myrtle Beach now, and I've gone to the area on Bethune-Cookman Bike Week. And let me tell you, the food, there's no beating that food down there. I mean, all you do is when you pull up, you can smell it coming up. So you're like, all right, I know that I'm in the right spot here. And it's just everybody's partying and dancing and having a good time. The vibe at you call it Black Bike Week area, right?
No, we just say the black side.
The black side.
Yeah.
The vibe there is more of a party atmosphere, fun, energetic, music, carefree. Downtown, it's like, oh my gosh, everybody's walking and stuck in and listening. It's like, I don't know, just a different atmosphere.
Yeah, and you know, here's the thing that I've been learning, and you know, you live, you learn, you know. So my thing is this: I have been, I swear, since living in Florida, learning more every single year about stuff. One of those things. No, right. So what I mean is this. So like, I didn't know that in Leesburg, it's just, they have the same thing going on in Leesburg.
What?
I had no idea.
I didn't either.
But apparently it's been going on for a long time, and finally I went through, and it's some guy. So it's back in the day, Leesburg wasn't exactly the place to be if you had a good tan, you know. But so what happened, a lot of bikers went to this one guy's house. He was a biker, said, hey, you know, I'm going to have a little cookout. And that little cookout went from, you know, a couple of 5 bikers to a ginormous event that goes on every single year, and it's right there in Leesburg. And of course,
we're learning stuff that I didn't even know about. I like this.
Daytona, and it's a heck of a good time. Then, of course, in Daytona, like Mongo's wife was asking me, she goes, hey, well, she goes, well, what the heck is this thing that y'all were talking about? And I said, well, it's in Daytona. She goes, yeah, well, it's Daytona. I said, well, it's just like Daytona that you're used to, with better food and better music. It's the same thing.
Well, and you know what? I've done Daytona. Charlie, we hang out right in Main Street a lot, right?
Yep.
And what's the music on Main Street?
Rock and roll, basically.
It's all rock and roll.
Rock
and
roll,
the new demographic of biker that's looking to go out and have a good time at night isn't the per se rock and roll guy.
Yeah.
A lot of them are, but you got these big wheel guys and these custom bike guys who don't want I don't want rock and roll.
Right.
No offense, I like you know, live bands, but if I want to go somewhere and dance and have a good time, that's not to rock and roll. You know, it's to, you know, let's say, where's a club style atmosphere? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's what Daytona's missing at parts sometimes. You know, it's like, where's the, you know, let's dance and have a good time. Like, like the cafe, the race cafe, the first one on the by the beach. That's more of a younger demographic hangout, I think. You know, when you get down to Boot Hill and in the middle, you know, Bobby Friss and Jasmine Kane are playing, and they're rocking. Jasmine's hard rock, and Bobby Friss is rocking, and you know, but I think you're starting to see different areas. You know, you want different things. You don't want rock and roll the whole time. I don't want rock and roll the whole time. I mean, I can hear, you know, Mustang Sally 15 times walking down the road up and down because every band's playing Mustang Sally. You know what I mean? It's like, but I want to hear, you know,
well, you have all the different
or something
graphics,
playing. I want to hear some good, you know, something to dance to, and that's not coming from Boot Hill and those places, but it's not a problem because it's there.
Well, you know, the thing is, it's not really a new demographic. The demographic's been there. It's just that the rest of the world is just kind of finding out about it. I'll give you like a really good example. So years ago in a doggone big city, doggone the Bear over there, he knows about it. He's been around. He's been around a long time. I'm not saying he's old, but
oh wow!
No,
you're lucky he's on that side of the room. Look at dang.
But look, so this back, I want to say like 2008, 2007, something like that. I had this huge party at a place called Oz in Clearwater, and it is known as. And this party was the biggest party before or since. Never been another.
They got a lot, don't they? They got a parking lot to do a party.
It's a huge parking lot, but the reason that this thing went as good as it did, and the reason it was so huge, was because of the fact that we paid attention to what I call the audience or the demographic. We had, you know, guys with diamonds coming on out there. We had guys, you know, like with beards down to their knees that are 70 years old, and we had a bunch of guys on sport bikes, and we had black guys and white guys and Latin guys. And what we did was we said, okay, well, who we got coming? Let's cater to them. So we had some Motley Crue and some ZZ Top, and we had some Leonard Skinner, but we also had some Daddy Yankee and even some Gloria Estefan, and we had a lot of hip hop. We had just a good variety of different stuff, and we literally went from one thing to the other thing to the other thing.
Look at who Woody brought into Sturgis last year at Buffalo.
It was the coolest thing. He said he sold out. You know who we had there? Snoop played at Buffalo Chip last year. And when we met him in Vegas, and he sat down with us, and he caught with, I think it was Paulie and Les and myself, and they go, you guys got 2 seconds? So we sat down, he goes, what do you think about Snoop playing? I said, that'd be the coolest thing ever, number one. I said, you bring Snoop and Willie Nelson on the same stage. You got everybody. You put Snoop and Willie out there, I don't give a crap who you are. You're going to go see that. And he was concerned, and I said, I guarantee Snoop will sell out. I said, that's a great idea. What happened? He freaking sold out. Snoop, what did he say?
The only disappointment was he only played an hour. He only played an hour. You know, most play 90 minutes somewhere along in there, and he only played an hour. But, you know, it was full. I mean, Tony had already left because he had to come back here, but me and my cousin Mike went, and I think Georgia Boy was over there. He was on front row up there, you know, with his beard all done up and everything.
That was, I mean, and I just like it because you're starting to see a mixture. Like, we did a bike night a while back when we stepped away from Quaker for a second, tried doing some Wednesday stuff, and we were over at Joe's Crab Shack.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
what we did was we had a band for the first couple hours.
Yeah.
And then we broke, and when the band stopped, we brought a DJ in.
Right.
And that's when the Spanish guys came out because they were looking for a nighttime place to come. And what are a couple of the groups I'm trying to remember their names?
Well, Llama's always there, but then you had...
They
there
wear
was
the
also-
shirts, the colorful shirts.
Yeah,
La Familia or...
Los Duros.
And they showed up, and man, let me tell you, it was like they showed up deep one night with probably 100 people, and then so the biker crowd the Harley guys left because, and then the Spanish guys came in. It was loud music and hitting the rev limiters and stuff. But it was another party. It was like one party ended and another party started.
Yeah,
and it was phenomenal. I was like, this is great. And this was they've been asking for that nighttime. They're more of a younger demographic. They're more of a DJ music mix. And it was phenomenal. I went for a couple weeks and was a lot of fun.
I swear I've been preaching that forever, but that's why I've also been saying the reason that, because I've had just recently some folks like, oh man, I wonder if we're going to do Sturgis next year or this year, whichever. And I'm like, well, I've never gone to Sturgis. They're like, what? What in the hell? And I'm like, well,
Never gone to Sturgis?
Never gone to Sturgis. But remember, now here's the thing. Like, all right, let me do the elephant in the room again. I got to be this guy. But the thing is, no, wait, let me help.
Well, you were
and I know
last
we
year,
can
so
say
you
that
can't
here,
talk.
but the truth is, a lot of black folks go, there's nothing for me at Sturgis.
Riding up there
and that's
is
why
phenomenal.
I'm saying the ride is.
It's the same downtown you've seen. It's the same everything. It's and it's their
But it's
downtown
changing though, isn't it?
is different. You don't go to Sturgis to go downtown and do like Main Street baby.
Right.
It's not Daytona. I'll tell you that right there. Sturgis is not Daytona. We're going to go to Sturgis, and 4 days in a row, I will plan rides. If you make it downtown,
gotcha.
you maybe stop and you grab a drink and you go see One Eye Jacks and some of those other ones.
Right.
But no, I don't go to Sturgis to go downtown and buy crap. I go to Sturgis because you can go. Number one, Nemo Road is phenomenal. You got what was the pass that we rode in the rain, that Death Pass or something like that.
wow.
We rode in the rain.
Yeah.
One of the hardest.
You got the Needles Highway.
Needles
you got
Highway.
the-
It has a map that has roads that are highlighted in green, yellow, and red.
Yeah.
For novice rider, beginner rider, and a pro
Oh, damn.
rider. I'm
That's
telling
cool.
you.
That's cool.
And
Yeah.
you could do Needles Highway. We did Spearfish Canyon.
Yep.
You did
you go to
Custer State Park.
Yep.
You got the Badlands. You got what is
Mount
the mountain
Rushmore.
Rushmore?
You got
what
Devil's
is the
Tower and all
Devil's
that.
Tower? I'm telling you,
And you got your favorite No Panty Wednesday
and
town.
you go up to Hewlett, and there's no
Hewlett,
Panty
Wyoming.
Wednesday or Tuesday, Wednesday. I
Yep.
think it's Wednesday.
But
Yes,
I tell you nothing. Going back to Black Bike Week, I'm showing video in Louisiana. We got the Carl McCur's motorcycle clubs. It's all African American young ladies, and you can see they do all kinds of specialty stuff. Even they put in chemicals in the tire stuff.
Yeah.
You watch the videos.
to burn them different colors.
Different
I've noticed
colors
that.
and everything else, and look, the ladies, you go to we've seen Daytona and Myrtle Beach and everything else, man. Look, some of
Listen,
these
a lady on a
ladies
bike
have
is-
some
A
amazing
lady on a bike
bikes.
is one thing.
Oh,
A lady
yeah.
on a bike doing a burnout, that's a whole new thing. There we go.
yeah.
That's I'm gonna sit around and watch that. Look at that, some pink smoke coming up.
They got,
Oh, yeah.
So we're gonna get going because I know we got a few things to talk about. Then we're gonna get Gary in here. We're gonna talk to Big City. First, let's talk about our ride-in bike show, our virtual ride-in bike show. I have our winners announced. I went last night and I checked our numbers to see who won. We're gonna go through that right now. And there was a lot of voting on this and a lot of people watching this. So Rob's going to work on pulling these up. But our first class winner was John Stroop. John Stroop it was our bagger class. He had 338 votes. So he's going to go through here. You got these classes. So this was something we tried to put together. And with the use of Facebook, you can see the likes right there as you're flipping through, as he flips through. That's Heath Kirkley added and put his bike in a bunch of classes. Jennifer Holcomb will come to in a little bit. There's John Stroop right there. That's our bagger class winner right there with a very awesome bike. This guy didn't want to put his bike in. He goes, you can't see him in 3 pictures because I'm doing burnouts. I'm like, I guarantee people love it. So,
that's
and then,
nice.
Yeah, there's some great bikes in there. So that's class 1. You went through those already. So our first winner is John Stroop with 338 when I stopped the count. Second class is going to be our non-bagger class. I think we only had 3 in the non-bagger class. 3 entries. But our winner is going to be Chad Newton. Chad Newton with 104 votes. There he is, first one. Chad Newton, very cool. I think he's part of Morgan's Garage. I want to say that Morgan's Garage did something with that, maybe. I'm not sure. Jim Lynch's bike is really cool, too. That's that Cholo style. That's coming, that soft tail. There's Pee-wee. You know Pee-wee Brown? Remember Pee-wee?
Hey, Pee-wee.
He entered. He called me, talked to him. He used to work for Full Throttle Magazine. And there's Sam Camp had a nice bike. So those are our 4, I want to say, we had in there. Congratulations to Chad Newton. I'm going to get a hold of everybody and make a list and put this on so you know. I need to get in contact with you. I have some Boot Hill Saloon shirts to send you, some trophies, a whole bunch of goodies we're going to send in the mail to y'all. Our 3rd class was Stock Class. Stock Class was won by a Chris Fenn. It's a street stock, we called it, actually. Chris Fenn, is that it right there? Yeah, I think that's it. 129 votes when they stopped the counting, so I'm trying to see where he's at here. Yep, there's Ken Aaron. There it is right there. Chris Fenn won 29 votes. Congratulations, Chris Fenn. We did not have any number 4s. Can you believe we didn't have an antique enter?
No antiques.
I cannot believe we did not have an antique enter the virtual bike show. So class 4 was nothing. Class 5 is a ladies class. This one had a lot of votes. Wait till you see this. So our ladies class was won by Melissa Robinson. She had 219 votes. There's Aline. She's done a lot with the Divas Angels. But there's Melissa Robinson, cool purple bagger with skulls. Yeah, that's a very cool bike right there. She did great there. There's Trina. Trina won the first virtual bike show we did, which was very cool. And there's Helene right there with the Tampa Bay Diva Angels. And she has an ad in the book and everything. We'll go through that here shortly. So congratulations to Melissa Robinson, 219 votes in Class 5 ladies. The trike class was won by a Brian Wire. Is it W-Y-E-R? Wire? I don't know how to say it. Right there. Wire? I'm not that good at these last names. 65 votes right there. Very nice trike. Check out this next one, though. It's different. You're going to see Michael High was in there, but there's a Busa trike. Look at this thing.
Oh,
wow!
And look at that! Look at that way up top. Look at the air. Whatever. Crazy, but it's got nitrous on it. It's a Busa trike. Herb Olson, he won our last first bike show we did with the trike class. So, our 7th class was won by one that we know here, Charlie.
Georgia
is our custom class. It had 66 votes on it. It is Phil Cerulli.
Oh, man, Phil.
Phil was the one who did the Sons of Anarchy bike, and he won our there. Phil won our Sons of Anarchy. He did that. Then this bike, the seat on this bike is probably one of the nicest seats I've ever seen in my life.
Jeez.
That bike was released, what, 3-4 years ago, Charlie?
Yes.
At our expo. And it is a serious bike, and you can't even see half of the detail in these pictures. What a great bike!
Good God,
but
and I want to say he's got an open primary on that. I can't remember that lights up. I believe it is. I may be wrong on that. I'm looking at the primary, but if I was thinking right, it was an open primary, and when he's got it running, it lights up and everything. It looks pretty cool.
He built that on the Sons of Anarchy theme. Wow. So he's entered a lot of classes. And this bike right here was surprisingly amazing. Like that bike right there, I would ride all day long.
That is freaking unreal.
And it looks like, I don't know if it's wood or if it's feathers. It's very cool. Our 8th class today was on this show was won as our paint class. 448 votes for Mike Levan.
Wow.
Wherever Mike Levan is, our 8th class. Let's get to Mike Levan. Oh, that's a metric bike, by the way.
Metric bike right there.
That is cool. That paint on that bike, he won in our first show. Right there, there's Mike Levan.
Yeah,
and they put more pictures underneath, and it's phenomenal. You got to go check that out on our Facebook page. Go to our pictures, go to our albums, and go to this class. That's a good-looking bike, too, right there.
Oh, there's a bike in that picture?
Yeah, I was going to say, I told people you can use props, put girls on your bikes and send them in, you know. So congratulations, Mike. 448 votes. Came in just shy of our best in show, by the way. 9th, our metric class, which had a lot of votes on it. Each one of these had over 100 votes, which was our biggest voted category on this, I think. Our metric class was won by Dwayne Smith. Look at that bike. Now, that looks like a Road King, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's a metric. I mean, that's good looking right there. So Dwayne won that with 169 votes when that was over. So congratulations, Dwayne.
And I like on that one how he's kind of got a little bit of the antique style with the side-by-side lights on next
The
to the
lights in
headlight.
front with the spoke front. I want to say that's a 26 or 30 on the front of that. I'm not sure, but that's a good looking bike. I'd like to see that in person. That's a good looking bike too. Tried to do the Cholo style look with a metric. And then that's Morgan's Garage, who made our trophy for our Best in Show. So Jack Morgan out of Zanesville, Ohio. 2 more classes and we'll move on. I'm sorry, guys. Our 10th class was our Anything Goes class, and that was run by one Diva Angel that we know who does not live here. She lives up in South Dakota. Ruthie White. Ruthie with 46 votes on her Sportster right there. There's Ruthie. She won it with 46 in our Anything Goes class. And our Best in Show, we're going to have to go back to, I want to say, custom. I know, God, I can't remember. I should have pulled that one for you specifically. Go back to the custom class. Yes, custom class, please, number 7. But we need to pull up Jennifer Helcom. Jennifer Helcom with the green bagger. It's in the 7th class. If you go to custom, so when she won her class in custom, I took her out and went to the next highest voted category. So Jennifer Helcom is our Best in Show in class number 7 with 520 votes. That's a lot of voting right there. She did a lot of work out there getting people to go there and vote for her. Can you pull that up, Rob? Or did I throw you for a loop here or no? Huh? All right, he's looking for it. But wait till you see the bike. We flipped through it a couple times, and she got a lot of votes, but there it is right there.
There you
that
go.
bike, from everybody, what they're saying in person is absolutely phenomenal. That green, and look at that custom photo shoot, too. That is a good-looking bike.
So what is that?
It looks like a street glide or a road king or road glide.
It's getting hard to tell.
You cut the neck, and it might have been a, Ultra even that was, raked out with the 30 on the front, and then you put the fairing. So, I mean, like my bike's a street glide that we turned into a road glide. So, So there we go. Those are our winners right there. Congratulations. Jennifer Helcom is our Best in Show. 520 votes. So that's pretty awesome. I will put that whole list on. I got that together this morning. Where are we at here with our time? Oh, we got a few more minutes to talk.
Dan's on lunch break and signed on real quick.
Dan's on? All right. Then we're going to bring in Big City, and we're going to get some hitter gear out there. Hey, can we give away like a hitter hat? I'll buy it from you. We give it away to somebody. All right, I like it. We can give away some stuff here. Anything else you wanted to talk about? Profiling project.
Yeah. If you get a chance, we want to go and visit www.motorcycleprofilingproject.com. There's a survey. Do the survey that's there, and what that is if you've ever been riding on your motorcycle going from point A to point B and get pulled over, and the cop wants to give you a hard time about everything under the sun except for what you allegedly did, you might have got profiled. Well, and I'm being a little facetious with it, but the thing is, in certain places, this is a serious, serious problem. And bikers do actually have rights. What I want y'all to do, whether you've been profiled or not, go and visit this site and take that survey. What we do with that information, it's all anonymous, but what we do with that information is we provide that information to certain legislators, certain senators and congressmen and lobbyists, and we talk to these different municipalities about the rules, the laws. We want to make sure that everybody is safe while you're out there on them 2 wheels, and we should especially be safe from the folks that are supposed to be protecting us. So if you get a minute, go to motorcycleprofilingproject.com, take the survey. It's going to be, you'll see what I mean when you look at it. It's important.
It's funny you bring that up, because in the infinite wisdom of the government, we've been home watching TV, basically doing nothing.
Sure.
I watched something on Netflix that said how to survive prison, and it was kind of, it had, who's the guy with the Spanish guy? He was
Danny Trejo?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's in it, and it addresses things that you would never think about, like what happens if you encounter an aggressive police officer?
Yeah.
And you're not doing anything wrong, and he's like yelling at you and screaming at you. Maybe he had a bad day, and you can't get out of your own way. And the answers are, am I being detained, or am I free to go? And the answer is, if you're not being detained, shut up and walk away. Doesn't matter if he's right, you're wrong. Shut up and walk away. And they tell you how to. It was very interesting, and I hope it's still up, because it was a good watch. Because it was regular person Joe Schmo. If you got in trouble, say you get pulled over and the cop's just being a jerk and you're not answering things right, or how do you answer it right? How do you handle certain situations?
Sure.
And it was very interesting. And you know, what's your first night in prison like, and how do you handle certain things like this, and what happens? How does the booking process go? It was interesting.
Yeah.
For somebody who
saw that.
has never been, you know, arrested in my life. I was like, I didn't know that. I didn't know this. I didn't know this. And one guy who was in prison says, you know, keep to yourself, shut up, don't look at anything, and you're eventually going to have to fight. He goes, it's just the thing. It's
not if, it's when.
You're just going to have to stand up for yourself and fight. And once they do that, they'll realize that there's another guy they can go after who's weaker than you, and they'll leave you alone. And I was like, and he's laughing over there. That shit I don't know, you know. But that's stuff that you sit there and go, all right, if this is my day, this is what I'm doing.
Let me tell you, know? Big City and I were talking about this a little earlier, but it's an actual thing. It's like you get pulled over, and you know, like in the profiling project, some guys are saying, well, you know, some of these black fellas, they think if they walk away from the traffic stop and they didn't get shot and didn't get arrested, that they weren't profiled. Well, the truth is that, you know, that's actually a real thing. If you don't get shot and you didn't get arrested, that is a good stop. But the truth of the matter is, like in Texas, if you are wearing a motorcycle vest, whether you're in a club or not, if they think that that patch on that vest means something, and you're legally allowed to carry a pistol, and you've got a concealed weapons permit, well, that vest, that motorcycle vest, negates your right to
RICO
carry.
Act, you got the RICO laws, you got the gatherings, and
guys are getting arrested and everything. It's a shame, but this is why we want people to be concerned with what your rights are. And you know,
it's 2020. We're still dealing with this shit. Is that unbelievable?
Yeah,
it's 2020.
Weird.
Well, we say that now. We're dealing with a virus that we don't even know, and it's kicking our ass. You know, so it's 2020, and we're getting profiled by a damn virus. So
I know.
You know, Big Bone, I want to say thank you. We're going to do a quick commercial. We're going to get Gary Big City in here. We're going to talk to him for a little bit. Did you get everything you wanted to talk to everybody about?
Yeah, everything. Hey, watch this movie on Netflix called Black Beach, White Beach. Watch that. Again, Q, Columbo, love you guys. Rest in peace. Other than that, I'm out.
All right, we're going to play a quick commercial. We're going to get Big City in here, and we will be right back to talk more about the magazine and the Soares ride coming up here in a few months. See you guys. We'll be right back.
I decided to pursue a career in law because it gives me an opportunity to help people. I enjoy being a passionate advocate for my clients, and I'm so grateful that being a lawyer also allows me to make a positive impact on our community. When a client chooses us to represent them, they're entrusting us with a huge responsibility. It's our goal to exceed their expectations with our personalized service and to help them to achieve the best possible recovery to compensate them for their injuries.
Having been through a serious accident myself, I understand how instantly isolated someone can feel during the immediate aftermath. We try to shed light on a client's situation so that they don't feel so isolated, knowing that they have us on their side, working towards a resolution on their behalf. That's where we come in, and that's what the firm did for me as well. We fight to set clients on the right track so that they can try to get back to the life they had prior to the accident.
A fellow was texting and driving and came across the line, hit me head on. Just a horrific accident. I literally thought I was going to die. You know, I've dealt with thousands of wrecks in my life being on the fire department and never thought I would be in that situation. Fran is a big sponsor of a lot of the restaurant events for bikers and things like that. So I knew that she had a lot of experience in wrecks and things. So she was the first one I thought of to call. She's a bulldog. They found out things that I didn't think were possible to find out. When you're laying in a hospital bed and you're hurting, I understand it. It's scary, but if you have Fran Hosh on your side, it should alleviate a lot of your worries. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
They have their own lives to take care of, whether it's family, a job, or all the above. We endeavor to shield clients from the stressors of an injury claim so that they can try to focus on what is truly important.
The culture of this firm is based on charity, compassion, and I like to surround myself with team members that are going to treat a client like they're part of our family. Community is number one to me. We do a food drive every year. If it's a cancer benefit, a food benefit, something for the animals, something for veterans, we love to be involved in that. The bikers are such a charitable group of people, and they have the biggest hearts. I love being part of that community. This can be devastating to have an accident, and it's just a priority of mine to make sure they get the best medical care possible to make a full recovery.
I knew he was going to do this out of.
What's going on, everybody? We are back, of course, with Attorney Fran Hosh, one of our major sponsors, with everything we do and everything in the biker community. I want to give some love to Attorney Fran Hosh. 866-LAW-FRAN, lawfran.com. That was a commercial you just watched right there. What amazing people. You saw Valerie from Rider Now in there. We're going to talk about her because she has we have her newest issue right here. She's done a TV show here with John at WeBeam TV, which is great. She was concerned that I was going to be an issue with what we do, and I said, "There's no way. She's doing a charity TV, and bringing people on. I think it starts this Saturday. You guys all know Valerie. She's been, in this community for a long time, but she's shooting a show here, so I want to give her some love and thank her. She just sent us a couple shirts to give away to our winners on our Ride and Bike show. But we have a new guest in here, so introduce yourself and say hello to everybody.
What up? What up? What up? What's happening, everybody? This is Big City Shug. The ladies, y'all could call me Sugar Bear because that's what y'all do. But I'm just here to share this time with my man Tony, and let's talk about this bike set.
All right, yeah. So you're gonna look over there just so you know what's going on.
Yeah,
and I like the hitter hats, man. Now, you said, I wrote it down just so I didn't forget it. What does hitter stand for on your hat?
See, I got to cheat because I got so much
I wrote it down too.
But at the end of the day, hitter is honor, integrity, trust to each and every rider, because we came together for the for the love of two wheels. No matter how much we're different, no matter how different we are politically, religiously, whatever, we got this love for two wheels. And what makes the set work is that honor, that integrity, and that trust and respect. And if all of those elements are in place, everything else works itself out.
That is 100% true. I mean, and you see a guy on a bike, you automatically consider him, I don't care what you're doing, white, black, green, blue. If you guys are on a bike, you pull up next to a light next to each other, man, that's awesome. You either, shake hands, nod, wave, whatever. That's what it's all about. It's still the, unifying, thing is getting on two wheels and riding.
Right.
Whether you ride 150 miles an hour if you're a sport bike guy, or whether you just cruise if you're a Harley guy, or whether you do both.
Right.
Because sometimes you like to get on there and get it, but I think that's great. So honor and integrity, trust to each and every rider. I'm definitely going to have to get a hat, man.
Yeah, we're going to have to swag you out.
I know, I'm going to have to get something here. I always wear my Full Throttle hat.
Shante
nobody's going to believe
Sugar.
that you're a hitter, Georgia. Georgia Boy wants one. Nobody's going to believe Georgia Boy's a hitter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
Might hit you with this cane.
Hey, you put this hat on, you won't walk different. I'm just trying to tell you.
Well, and then you know what? You don't mess with anybody wearing a hat that says hitter, right? You walk up and it says hitter, be like, I'll put it out there.
Fan club's on. Shante says, "Hey, Sugar."
Hey, baby girl, how you?
I know her.
Very awesome. So we're going to talk about a few things. We're talking about the Sore Ass Ride, and Soaked in Sore Ass Ride's coming up, which is a great ride for us. And this is our first thing we're really planning after this whole COVID crap. So I'm going ahead, and it says June 13th right there. That gives us, today is May 1st, which is May Day. I was reading a little bit about May Day. It's an official call. Did you know if you fake a May Day call, you can get up to 6 years in prison?
Yep.
If you fake a May Day call. I didn't know this. I was listening about this. I was listening to my dad's show this morning. They said you can get up to 6 years if you fake a May Day call. And May Day actually came from a French word. I don't know how to say it, but it stands for help. So that's where May Day actually came from on May 1st. But we can go back and pull up the Sore Ass Ride. June 13th, I figured that's a month and a half from now, roughly. Phase 1 starts Monday, which is an amazing day, my birthday, Star Wars Day. So I figured by that time we should be rested open, because right now you can't go to the Keys if you're not living in the Keys. So that one just came up on my plate yesterday going, oh crap, I hope that opens up quicker than I would have think so we can get down there. And then I thought about this. We're actually skirting the counties that have the worst COVID crap.
Yeah.
So we will not be stopping in those counties. I'll tell you that right now. We may stop on somewhere on what's that road? Alligator Alley below it. What's the road? 27.
27 or something like that.
Is
yeah.
that it? So we're going to take 27. Probably stop in. I want to say Immokalee, but I don't think that's right. What's that casino down that way? Now, right before you get to Chrome Boulevard, then Chrome will go south and take you right to the Keys. So we're going to skirt the whole Miami area. We're not even going to go near it. Miami-Dade, all that stuff where the COVID is. So it might be a little longer of a ride from that stop to where the Keys is, but definitely not going to stop where the COVID issues are. But again,
The
that's a month and a
Miami-Dade,
half.
Broward County area.
Yeah, we're not going to stop there, and I was thinking about that, and I guess when I start going, hey, yeah, well, we're going past this, you can't get into the Keys, I'm like, well, crap, we're still going ahead with this. Even if we're stopping at gas stations to pull our cards, we're going to make this happen. It's going to be a fun ride because everybody needs
we'll do a gas station run. Everybody leaving a pack and go from Quaker to the next gas station when we all need gas, draw a card or something. We'll figure out a way.
Well, I got to imagine hotels are going to be fairly inexpensive at this time, you know, at least to get. They're going to be wanting people down there. For $40, you get 3 hands as a single rider. You get 3 hands, and at the end, you get a T-shirt, a patch, and a certificate. And $70 for a couple, and you get 2 shirts, 2 patches, and 2 certificates at the end. So, I mean, 300-mile ride to you is nothing. I mean, you told me you ride up to Myrtle Beach and you did all this and then went back. I mean, everybody laughs when they go 300 miles, not a sore ass. I said, okay, go 300 miles in a weekend and on a day, and you tell me how much your ass hurts.
Rhett just signed on and said Big Sugar on the show there. So Rhett's
Suge?
watching. How you doing, Rhett and Fran?
Tracy?
What's going on, Mr. Velvet, Mr. Smooth?
Oh, yeah.
He's got the stash, right? He's got that.
Mr. Stash.
He does have that stash going on.
But he has 2 spies now, so it's a little hard for him to. If you watch his Facebook, y'all know what I'm talking about. He's got 2 spies in the house now. So
That's funny.
Shutting it down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are shutting it down. There ain't going to be no more babies coming out of there. The blockers. Certainly love Attorney Fran Hosh. That's Rhett is Fran's husband. That's what we're talking about is Attorney Fran Hosh and everything. Gary, can we give away a hat? What do you think? Can we give away a hat to somebody?
I think we should. I think we should give away a hat.
So let's do this. Without cheating and going to the internet and everything, we said what hitter stands for. All right? We're going to play fair. The first person to put what hitter stands for in the comments. How about this? We'll message you after the show and figure out how to do that. As Fran says, now the party has started.
Hey, Fran, we love you. We hope y'all staying safe.
And the first person who can put what hitter stands for in the comment section of our live stream right now, we'll do our best and we'll message him and get him a shirt and maybe get him some Fran gear and stuff like that too. So. Oh, Chicago to Santa Monica. Look at that ride. Yeah, that's a sore-ass ride. Chicago to Santa Monica.
Took that ride, yeah.
Yeah, to say the least. Now, I've done the sore-ass ride. What's the longest ride you've done?
Probably here to North Carolina via Myrtle and then go up to North Carolina. I think I was telling you this, and then hitting the ferry and then doing the Barrier Islands and then back to South Carolina.
What do you know the mileage when you got done or no?
No, I was just ready to get off that damn bike.
Yeah, y'all got me beat. My longest was from Lafayette, Louisiana, back to Newport Richey on my fat boy.
That's a good ride.
That's a nice ride.
Everybody knows my ride. I did St. Louis to Vegas.
Athens to Sturgis?
Athens, Georgia to Sturgis.
Athens to Sturgis? Okay, that's a good one. I did St. Louis
how'd your little
to
bony
Vegas,
ass
but
handle
I
that
took
whole
a couple
ride?
days in between there.
I don't know, nobody wanted to chicken out. So
Yeah, Georgia boys, you can't hear him over there, but he did a long ride. When I'll tell you what I was telling Shug, and I did that long trip to Vegas, and I shipped the bike back, and I flew home.
Smart
I
man.
said, that was, everybody's like, you didn't even do the full ride. I said, listen, I was gone 2 weeks.
Is
my
that right,
butt
Sugar
hurt.
Bear?
Huh?
Is that right? That
You
Michael
know what?
wrote in?
I can't see a damn thing, so tell me what to say.
Honor, integrity, trust to every rider.
Honor,
That is
integrity,
it.
trust to everybody. There it is, Michael.
Michael.
Box
Cottrell.
Cottrell. There we go. You're our winner right there. So I'm going to write your name down.
Yeah, now I can see it. Now I see what y'all talking about. As y'all can see, I don't do TV often.
Florida to Detroit, dang. Chantel, you drove a long way from Florida to Detroit.
That's my PO. That's a backbone. We did here, Detroit, and
Wow.
Dude, that's
From Florida to
twice.
Illinois.
So I'm from Toledo. It's almost Detroit. I mean, only one shy, but Georgia to Connecticut on a 250 or something, right? And did you do it on a 450? He did that.
And he's brave.
Yeah.
That's why he's bald.
I did mine on an 800. Mine was on my Suzuki, but never broke down.
Big city
Never
needs
had
some
an issue.
glasses.
I remember that.
Yeah, because I don't know what's going on.
That was a great ride
Sometimes
right
that's
there.
the best way to be when you're a man is not know what's going on.
Oh, that's Tim. Hey, Tim, when you coming to back to Florida, bruh? I'm waiting on you.
I was going to say, he went up to Georgia? Is that where he went to? Or?
I don't know where he's somewhere. I think Tennessee. He's somewhere selling trucks.
Well, Tim, Tim, when
That's
you
good
come
times
back,
right
bring
there.
in glasses. You can get them for $1.
So let's do this real quick. We got let's talk about the new magazine because we put the new magazine online. I had him pull it up and we can flip through there real quick. Of course, our cover this month is the Soaked and Sore Ass Run. That's our biggest thing we're planning right now, and we're trying to plan it far enough out where everything's open. Clearwater to Islamorada, starting at Quaker Steak and Lube. Bill Church talked about doing a breakfast. And we're going to have a breakfast there, so you get there. You can register online right now. At the bottom, you see the register. It gives you a long code. You don't have to go type that code in. You can go find the event online, and the code's in there. You want to flip through the pages, man. If we can do that, there we go. Of course, Good Morning Clearwater. That is my Dad and Tracy show they do every morning on 106.1 FM. Every Tuesday morning I'm on that show with them, and they're going to call it Tony Tuesdays. So you can watch it on social media, on Facebook, and Good Morning Clearwater. Every Tuesday we're going to do a Tony Tuesday, or every morning you guys can listen to them. It's full of information and great stuff. Revelation 1 right there is shipping bikes to Sturgis. Call him. He is a great dude. Jim, he had that bagger in that Cholo bike in the show. Again, these are good and printed. We'll probably have them early next week. Of course, Liquid Therapy, Soaked and Sore Ass Ride. Again, we'll flip through these real quick. So, real quick, Gibtown Bike Fest is stepping up and helping Full Throttle Magazine. They're just phenomenal people who are buying ads for a couple months to help us get us on our feet since everything went down. So definitely want to make sure you go to Gibtown Bike Fest this year coming up. You're going to see a lot more. It's going to be January 21st through the 24th, 2021. And the first time I wrote 2021 on something, I'm like,
That's
God,
scary.
Wow.
we're just in a 2020, and I'm already putting 2021 on crap. Arcadia has been moved to November 7th. Arcadia Bike Fest, a lot of fun. Great little town. You been there?
Have not. Oh, Arcadia. Yeah. We rode
Great
through
little.
there.
I mean, if you like, do you like antique stuffs or anything like that? They got like 10 little antique stores in there, and one cool ass bar, kind of like an old Western bar. Of course, iMotorsports used to be St. Pete Power Sports. You want to get anything, go see iMotorsports, Chris and all them. Our third online virtual bike show. That's Virtual Bike Show 3. We're going to start that today. You can start registration for that until May 10th, and then we're going to do voting from May 11th to the 20th. Short Kids Hive. That's great product using honeybee stuff. When you use bee stuff, it actually is supposed to help with your allergies, from what I've heard. So if you use local honey stuff, it's supposed to help. And I'll tell you this, Florida allergies, the older I get, the worse it hits me. Yeah. It's like the longer you're here, the more you become allergic to it. That doesn't make sense to me.
But it's true.
Is it? And milk. The older I get, I can't drink milk anymore either.
TMI, brother.
Listen, I'm turning 40. I'm old. I'm struggling with this 40, and every day I wake up and I'm like, damn it, I'm turning 40 here. What the hell's wrong with me? Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Everybody's looking at me like, I think, am I the youngest in this room? I might be, huh? So, yeah, I got the yes over there. Of course, Bagger Works Unlimited. He's in our office there. He's doing all that, and I like his ad, how loud is too loud. He'll tell you how loud is too loud. He can put that Bamas in there, Hertz, Sound Digital, doing great stuff. FloridaMotorcycleRider.com. These are all great things right here. You can just flip through the book. We'll just keep talking. And this is the newest issue. Real quick, those right there, this is really cool. See those business cards? Full Throttle's been struggling with advertising because of everything with this COVID. We kind of took a huge hit. And one guy says, hey, can I put a business card in and help you guys out and pay you $40 because I decreased the prices? And next thing you know, I had another person go, yeah, I'll do that for $40. I'll send you a picture. And then go, hey, I'll do that for $40 and send you a picture. And it's helped us get through this time, of hurting because we lost everything. I haven't, not to sit here and complain and bitch because everybody's going through it, but I'm not going to see any help from the government on any level, because of the way we are structured as a business. And It just sucks, but you know what? The help from the community, like this, Quaker Steak and Lube, We Beam TV, you know, Simon, just, you know, spending $40 that they have, you know, that's their hard-earned money to help us survive, and it really is moving when you see stuff like this, you know. Of course, everywhere. Eddie, you got his show coming up. You got the West Coast Florida Riders anniversary party. A lot of great stuff. So, anything else you wanted to touch on, Big City, while we're sitting here?
Let's see. There's a, Bone, correct me if I say it wrong, but there is a jamboree that's scheduled for June 29th, 26th, something around there. Yes. Around the end of the month. It's a partnership with the city of Tampa, if you can believe it or not, and some bikers. And it's going to be at the fairgrounds, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, that sounds like a party.
And it's going to be, some artists are coming in to perform, but we're going to take the whole fairground and kind of transform it into a pseudo Daytona, pseudo Myrtle, or we taking over the fairgrounds.
When is this? This is June what?
I want to say 26. I'll get you the exact
Oh,
date.
that's a good time right there. We can get that going.
And it's going to be a good time. The one thing that I've been doing, because I can't stay in the house, is and I get fussed at by all my friends.
You
and family.
you don't seem like one that's being told what to do for some reason.
It probably don't work real
It don't
good.
work when somebody tells you, "Hey, stay in your house." Be like, "All right, you're that meme I've seen." It's like, you know, don't go outside, go riding, right? Okay,
Right.
yeah, that's what I want to do.
Like when I left the house today, my wife told me, "Put on your lid." I'm like, "What? Put on your lid. Go back in the house. Put on your lid. Why are you still outside? Put on your lid." But I've been doing social distancing riding because, and that's something that we used to do back in the day. And me and Tony was talking about this earlier. Just get on the bike and get lost and figure out how you're going to get home. The guys who ride with me, we stay on our bikes. There's nothing open, so either we go to a 7-Eleven or somewhere to get something to drink, but you're just riding. And take this time while the roads are clear to get to know your machine, because the more seat time that you put in, the more prepared you'll be in the event that something jumps off. So take advantage of these empty roads and get to know your machine. And I'll say this, and then I'll stop talking and give it back to you, Tony.
You're good.
But respect your machine. Become intimate with your machine, because the moment you disrespect her, she's so unforgiving. She's just gonna kill you. So
we're talking bikes, right? Women or bikes?
Women. It's the
this
same
is a
thing.
good lesson. I need to learn this one. I might not know. I don't understand
It's the same thing. What I'm telling you, you can apply it to your bike, or you can apply it to Eve. We'll call her Eve.
I've been divorced twice. I don't know how to handle a bike or a woman, so obviously that's not the. I need to learn.
I'm going to take you under my show.
I need to learn. I need that hitter hat. Is what I need.
I got some info for you. It's going to bring your pimp hand strong. It's going to make it strong. But seriously, let's get to what we know and do what we do. And as divided, and I'm going to say it because that's what I do, as we are as a country right now, for whatever the reasons are, focus on what we have in common, and that's this love for these two wheels. So this is your boy, Big City Suge, and I'm giving you my PSA. It's 2 wheels, 1 love. Much love and respect to everybody.
You know, when I heard you were going to be on the show, I'm like, this is going to be fun. We're going to have, you know, we're going to have Big Bone and Big City on the show. This is going to be a lot of fun here talking all this stuff. But you're right. The roads are open, not as much now, you know. Right. I mean, and maybe this weekend, and like last weekend, I had an issue. I blew my fork seals on my bagger, so I wasn't going to ride it around. I was having issues, but Dan said, "Hey, take the Indian out," and I was like, "Sure, we'll take the Indian out." We ended up in Leesburg when it was supposed to be Leesburg weekend, and I'm like, "Okay, you know, that's a good ride, Leesburg." I want to say we put 250 miles on that day. Stopped at a little German place and had food. And then we stopped at Gator, went down Main Street, did a live stream, and then came back. And it was just, I probably passed 500-600 bikes that weekend. I mean, every gas station had 20 bikes at it, 10 bikes. You know, a couple of those big stops, you know, along the way to Leesburg were just packed with bikes. But distance, of course. I mean, nobody was on top of each other. But it was probably the most needed ride I had in a long time. To see people out there, to know they're still riding, to know that the world's still going, damn, I want to ride. And it's not just me going, I need to ride, or I need to get out, and let's go to Leesburg, or let's do this. It was like everywhere you pass, bikers were there. And you just, in your heart, you go, damn, their community's still here. The community's still just waning for it, just ready to jump and go, let's do bike night. You know what I mean? Let's do this. Let's go for a ride.
That's a question I'm going to kind of throw to you. Alan Lay says, when will Quaker Bike Night be rolling again? On
the way here, I heard a tentative. Now, I have not heard from Quaker Steak and Lube at all. Don't hold me to this. I just heard a tentative, and somebody asked me if I've heard this yet or not. But maybe this Wednesday would be the 6th, which is Bill Church's birthday, since the bars have opened up. You know, or not the bars, but the restaurants have opened up to 25% inside, and outside is social distancing. The bars, the outside sitting areas at restaurants are open to social distancing. I think that he might try and do something this week. Don't hold me to that. I will post more information as we find out. If there is, I'm sure it's going to be a monster, but we got to make sure everybody's social distancing and do the right thing so we don't raise any red flags or, you know, get anybody sick. But I have a suspicious feeling that this Wednesday might be the first Quaker back.
And then, City, we got a question for you from Brian York. He said, what about Jerk Hut Bike Night?
Look at Brian's on it. Look, Brian, we got it right here, too. We're going to talk about that
Brian,
next.
we love you, man. And because that's something that we are going to talk about. We're still tentatively postponed until I get the green light from Andrew from Jerk Hut. But we're doing a Friday night bike night in Tampa, in the USF area, at the Jerk Hut. Caribbean food, good music, women dressed in carnival gear, for those who that might interest. But we're doing bright lights and loud pipes on Friday night.
That's a good name. Who came up with that?
This guy that I know.
Yeah, I was going to say, you do bright lights and loud pipes, and carnival girls dressed and dancing. And I remember the first time I saw it, I think I called you and said, hey, are you going to have girls out there dancing like carnival? And it was like, well, I'm not going to call it that without having that. And I'm like, I'm in.
So
I'm in twice. I'll be there twice.
I'm going to tell you what my real answer was to Tony when Tony asked me, well, we're going to have the carnival girls there. I asked Tony, I said, is an elephant heavy?
I said, I'm in. I don't know what we're doing yet, but I'm in. This is going to be a fun bike night right there.
Yes, sir.
So the Jerk Hut, I know there's a Jerk Hut in Tarpon Springs. Same company?
The same guy that owns it, yes.
Okay, so it is, and they do good food there, yeah, right?
Yeah, the food is delicious.
I'm definitely a fan of Jerk Hut, and that sounds phenomenal. I know Brian was just making a comment like that and talking about that. I'm excited. Hopefully, I know I saw you guys promote it. I want to be part of that when that comes around. Would love to be part of that.
We're just going to tie you up either way. You was going to be there.
Listen, I was going to be there whether I'm part of it or not. I'll be like, hey, bike night, let's go riding, you know? Charlie, you want to talk about what's coming up with Sturgis? We got a few minutes left, 3 minutes left. Let's talk about Sturgis and the buffalo chip.
That's right. You know, Tony talked to Woody and a bunch of other people, Buffalo Chip, about 2 hours or so, you know. Right this minute, Buffalo Chip and Sturgis is full-blown on. It's happening. They're gonna, you know, go full-blown with it. Nothing's being cut back. Nothing's being shut down. So if you want to go on this ride, me and Georgia Boy will be getting there the day it opens on the 7th, I believe it is. You're going to be doing a ride with bikers, or they can have their toy haulers any way they want to go from here all the way up there to Buffalo Chip and Sturgis. And this year they're giving us our own camping area.
We have with
I'm going now.
Huh?
Y'all talked me into it. I'm going now.
With tentative, there's a few RV hookups in that area. It says minimal. What's that mean? Do we know?
There's only so many on that side. We're not in the main camping area like the back 40 and the north 40 and all that. We're kind of across Airport Road.
We can't even bring our golf cart
in our own area. And it's going to be great, but you know, if you have a generator and you want to do dry camping or anything like that, you can do that too. And the way you do it, don't go to the website. Call this number, 605-347-9000, and tell the operator, we want to camp with the Full Throttle Magazine crew, and they'll put you in there and you'll be all set up.
We're going to throw our own little party for our campers in our area one night too. We're going to go out and get some burgers and dogs and grills and beers and stuff like that. So one night, I'm not sure what night it's going to be, but we'll probably end up just grilling out and, you know, feeding everybody and doing beers and sodas and dogs and just kind of doing the whole camping thing. I'm not much of a camper. I think the world understands this. I've talked about this a lot.
Well,
camping is a hotel without a bar in it, in my opinion. But, you know, Sturgis, I put a tent up. I sleep in it, and I finally I get.
You might get
through it.
lucky if my cousin Mike brings his toy hauler. You might can have a place to crash inside. You just got to kick Georgia boy out a couple of days.
Georgia boy. I'll sleep on the floor.
But
You know,
I mean,
are you a camper?
I camp. I grew up as a Boy Scout, so I did camping from rural camping to, semi-primitive camping.
Glamping. Now this glamping world, I can't do the glamping.
And of course, bands we
Yeah,
already
we've done
got,
that with
set are Willie Nelson, ZZ Top, Shine Down, REO Speedway, and Pull 'Em Mud, and there's going to be a lot
How do you
more.
bring Snoop and then not go to something more hip hop a little bit?
I'm
I would think-
I'm sure that's coming. They're
I
just
hope
kind
he
of
did, because if
getting
you do
things.
Snoop last year, you got to bring something maybe a little less rock and roll.
With Woody, you never know what's going to come. He might bring in Digital Underground or something. Who knows?
I got to tell you, one of the
Cats right up
coolest
the street.
one of the coolest things I've seen there is one year Kid Rock played, and there was a storm coming in, and they have a lightning
Every
bolt.
time he seems to play, it always seems to be like
But they got this picture of Kid Rock playing and this lightning bolt going through the sky as he's playing. Like they did on slow-mo, whatever. It is one. They have it blown up on their wall. It's the coolest picture in the world, because there's probably 30,000 people in front of the stage with the lightning bolt, and then Kid Rock rocking the stage going.
He never
that
slowed
looked
down.
like a good time right there. That's good stuff.
Well, the last
shit,
time,
30 seconds left. Dang,
the last
Charlie,
time I
that's
remember
fast.
Kid Rock played, Lita opened for him both times. The first time the storm, like you said, and Lita played, then the storm came. Then the second time, Lita had basically pneumonia
She had no
and
voice.
couldn't sing, but she still got out on that stage and at least played. So it's always been a fun adventure with Kid Rock.
It certainly is. Charlie, we'll have to say goodbye. We'll let Big City take us out of here. Say goodbye, Charlie.
Goodbye, Charlie.
Big City, take us out. We got 10 seconds left. You can say goodbye and hey to anybody you want.
Hey, all I'm going to say is to Tampa Bay and to everybody that's watching, it's all about love, baby. Spread love and let all that other stuff just blow it out.